Welcome to Will's World, your will overall, powered by Third Gen Physical Therapy and Sports Science Institute.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening. Whenever you're listening, thanks for listening. We're back with another episode. Today's episode, we're going to talk about excuses. But before we get started, though, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about the content. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and we'll be sure to answer your questions. Now, let's get going. Today's episode is titled, How Many Excuses Do You Need? In today's episode, we're going to talk about three different points of this topic. The first one is, who do you blame for your lack of success? 2, whose fault is it when you still can't reach your goals? 3, have you really asked for the guidance that you need? Now, in my opinion, when it comes to a lot of things not going people's ways, especially when you're trying to achieve something and it seems to be getting farther and farther away, we tend to either jump to the next thing that's closest to be able to validate who we are, or we create an excuse. And at the end of the day, some of those two things itself can be kind of sort of not toxic, but it can really dim your light a little bit, because we both know that at the end of the day, you're trying to search for your purpose, so you can have some, not just happiness, but so you can be fulfilled. That's probably a better word. So when you don't achieve a certain level of success, people start to blame people, and the first thing they like to get to is gatekeeping. Now, what I can say about that is that happens for sure. People do gatekeep, right? But at the same time, there's a certain level of success that comes with you having a plan, executing the plan, staying diligent. And people measure success by different things. Some people measure success by how much money you make. Some people measure success by how much power you attain. Some people measure success by the people you're around. People measure success by the material, listic things you've purchased, where you live, where you stay, stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that people measure success by, and some people measure success by none of those at all. Some of them measure success by who you became as a person, your actual reputation, your legacy, your respect people have for you. Also, with that, your measure of success leads you to a certain place of trying to find reasons for the lack of it, just in case you don't meet a certain, um, ceiling, right? So, for instance, the one thing in the community, um, or the culture, for us, is that money and the representation of money through purchases is success for us. And truth be told, is not really success. We're just some of the biggest consumers in the world. So we buy things that depreciate. So it's really just a win to feel good. Totally fine, understandable. Some of us have those needs, right? But we don't have any equity in anything we do. We buy the newest thing, we consume the next thing, and it doesn't give us any type of equity, anything. Because honestly, we have no plan. We acquire money, we buy things that tells people that we're successful, and then we wonder why we're still not fulfilled or happy. Or we're searching for the next thing, right? Like, there's some blame to be placed here, but it's not on the person who's not the primary, character in the story, right? So, whose fault is it when you still can't reach your goals? At some particular point in time, it's your fault, because you have to pivot to something, right? And then with that, what you have to realize is that, man, like, you have to stay attached to reality. The reality is, everybody can get money to buy something. Not everyone has the same level of, how can I say this? success because of that. Anyone can get somebody to like them. Anyone can get something to help them validate who they are, but you still don't garner the same level of success. Like, I tell this story a lot. The first time I ever saw, I think I saw, was it 10, 15 grand? Maybe 20? I can't remember, but let's just say 10. First time I saw 10, I was $10,000. I was in the seventh grade. And I saw it from a classmate of mine. And when I saw it, you look at it and say, oh, that's $10,000, cool. And I'm young, 12, 13 at the time. But I remember seeing it and saying to myself, like, it's just paper. I don't know what to do with it actually. It's up by the things that people always buy: cars, shoes, clothes, whatever. But I thought that was pointless because those things tear up, or I have to buy another car, fix on the car. Like, so it made no sense to me. So when I saw it, it didn't really do anything for me. It didn't cause me to be like, oh my God, it's a lot of money. I was like, cool, what you call it? Got 10 grand. That's what's up. And what was funny, he pulled out the money to prove a point. And I know people are like, man, there's no way a seventh grader had 10 grand. Okay, cool. I don't know what neighborhood you're from, but let's just say like I'm from a little different of a place. So when it occurred, I was very surprised that he was comfortable pulling that out. But also the reason he used it, he was trying to get a girl to talk to him. She still didn't talk to him, by the way. He had 10 grand. There's a response: I don't want your money. But the point though is that his actual, show of money made my brain default to something that I didn't realize, that, when you're trying to reach a goal of some kind, you have to find out what really is going to fulfill you. Because at the end of the day, you look seeking comfort. You can get comfort. Go punch a clock. You'll get paid. You'll get a check. You'll be able to pay for things. Go punch a clock. I promise you, it's a lot of clocks to be punched. Go punch a clock. You can even find jobs that probably pay you for doing like next to nothing. But like, and we all know you be looking for another job quickly. So at some point in time, you have to point the finger at yourself and figure out, why can't I reach my goals? And 9 times out of 10, because you want to skip steps. That's all. You have a goal in mind. You want to get there as quick as possible. You don't want to have a process, go through any type of process. You don't want to take any type of steps. You don't want that to happen. You want to be able to get there as quick as possible. And then you realize that you can't get there. So now, like I said, you start to figure out who's at fault. What's to blame? It's the system, it's this and that. And I'm not saying that those things don't, exist, but what I'm saying, at some point in time, if I keep walking down the same road, I have to eventually say, maybe I need to change roads. Because maybe the person that's walking on this road, me, I just can't get up the hill. Maybe that's what it is. So now it leads to the question of, have you really asked for guidance? I did an episode a little while ago that it was titled "Stop Asking the Person Who Knows Questions If You're Not Listening." Meaning that, stop asking for guidance that you don't want. You're just asking the person who knows a question because, you're trying to, how can I say this? Prove that what they're saying is not true or not, valid, to make yourself feel better. So you're looking for an answer from them that that person probably won't give you. So you're not looking for guidance. Because when somebody says to you that, hey man, it's going to take this many years to make that, what you see is what you see on, TV, Instagram, YouTube, you see the flash. So in your mind, you don't see any of the work. And as a result, when you ask for guidance, you're not asking for guidance. What you're really asking is for access and a step up. But any smart person in business, or any smart person who has, achieved their goals, they're not going to give you that. They're going to give you advice. They're going to give you guidance. Because if I give you 100K, you're just going to burn it up. If I give you 5 grand, you're going to burn it up because you didn't earn it. Somebody gave it to you. So it doesn't. You don't value it. It's not your money, right? But if you had to earn 10, 15K, you're probably going to figure out a better way to be able to use it or grow it or turn into something that helps you establish yourself in a way that you realize that money was never your true goal. You were trying to obtain freedom of some kind. So the guys that you were seeking was, probably misplaced at the time. But now that you have comfort, you can look at stuff and probably approach it a little differently. But you can't get there unless you take the proper steps. There's a process that has to occur. And it's boring, guys. It's cool. It's supposed to be boring. It's how they keep people from it. It's supposed to be out of reach, a little bit hard to attain. That's why they keep people from it. Like, because our pride to get in the way. So we want ask for the right type of help, all right, or the right type of guidance, and then we will blame someone else for our lack of success, and then we'll say something to the form of like, see he never really wanted me to have nothing anyway, or she never really wanted to help me anyway, or whatever. And truth be told, you didn't help yourself. So how many excuses do you need? At some particular point, man, like it's your fault. It's okay. It's not over. Just start back over. Let's try it again from a different way. And at the end of the day, regardless of who you blame, your lack of success is going to be, hinged upon your ability to be able to reach your goals by setting the actual, plan in place and then trying to execute it. And then when you need guidance, you reach out and ask for guidance. And that guidance hopefully gets you to the next place or the next step within your journey to achieve the success you're looking for. So don't make excuses, make solutions. That's the best way to get to where you're trying to get to. And I hope today's episode was able to help some people. Hopefully, it didn't leave you in a situation of maybe you're frustrated or maybe what I'm saying you don't, think is of any, note or any use because maybe who you're like, who is he? And that's fine. Like I say all the time, my job is not to make you take advice. My job is to give it. Whether you use it or not, who cares? Like that's your world. Um, we're all still in the journey and a process within our own lives. So the best thing we can do is give you something. If we give it, either take it, versus somebody paying you to take a class that doesn't do crap and something you can go learn on your own, or they're not going to help you move forward. They're just charging you to do something that you could probably do on your own, or something that make you feel comfortable so you can see it better. But I choose not to do so. I just choose to give you my perspective, my experience, and hopefully it helps you get to where you're going. If you have any questions or comments, please hop in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any questions about what you're trying to do. Maybe we can give you some answers on how to be able to get closer to it. And with that being said, hope you have a blessed one. I'll catch you in the next one.